Well, Lorraine Nicholson posted a photo of her dad, Jack Nicholson, and let's just say he looks about as good as it gets. How do you know Jack looks great? Because Lorraine's Instagram post was flooded with adoring comments about her father. At 88 years old, Jack seems to have gotten everything right, down to the last detail. Amy, where were you when you first saw this photo?
Where was I?
At home?
I was somewhere in my home. I famously, if you follow my life very closely, if you were my biographer, you would know that I interned at The Tonight Show with Lorraine Nicholson. She was never there. She didn't have to do anything, but
I didn't
I
know
have
that.
met her.
I'm one of your unofficial biographers because I know almost everything about you, and I didn't know you interned with Lorraine Nicholson who didn't show up.
Yeah, she never had to do shit. One time we were like, "Where's Lorraine?" And then we looked up at the TV, and she was front row at the Laker game.
Oh my God! Just like her dad, like father, like daughter.
Exactly.
Just like him, he loves going to those games too, right?
Yes. Also, in that photo dump on her Instagram, she showed that she's dating Jason Reitman, who I revealed that I saw at the movie theater last week, and he was with a woman. It might have been her. I didn't notice.
Holy shit! Oh my God! This story has too many legs for me to even walk around and try to follow it. Jason Reitman and Lorraine Nicholson are possibly dating. You saw Jason Reitman recently. She's the daughter to Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson looks great. The last time I saw him as a viewer was when Adam Sandler was singing to him at the SNL 50.
Oh, right.
And he goes, Jack, well, I can't do an Adam Sandler, but Jack introduced Adam, and he goes, I love this guy.
Anger
and I was
management.
like, yeah, anger management. He goes, I worked with this guy on anger management. And so that was the last time I saw him, but he still looks amazing at 88 years old. I mean, you saw the photo, and I hope everybody else did.
Yeah, I was happy to see that. I'm still reeling from this revealed Nepo couple.
Right. Oh my God, how can I forget that Ivan Reitman is the father of Jason Reitman.
The king of comedy.
I just imagine, like, you and I were talking about, like, the stories that these legends would tell. If you got Thanksgiving invite to Lorraine Nicholson and Jason Reitman's Thanksgiving, it'd probably be the most dynamic Thanksgiving that a lot of us had ever seen in our lives. I like the ones with my family fine, but imagine the stories they're telling over there between them.
My dad doesn't have shit to say compared to Ivan Reitman, although I think he's dead.
Oh, of course, no, but you can imagine. But
am I right, or is he alive?
I think you're thinking of Harold Ramis.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm sorry, but I do the exact same thing too. I don't want to correct you whether someone is living or dead or not. But
He
I think
did die.
Ivan Reitman did too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
so
it's so sad. Oh, I thought that Ghostbusters thing was so disrespectful when they made them all ghosts in it. You didn't see that? they made them, all three of them, ghosts except Bill Murray, and they go, like, please don't get rid of us. And they used horrible AI
in what, the like Frozen Empire one?
That shit. Yeah, it was like we're ghosts now, but please don't bust us. It was the most irreverent, disrespectful thing to Ivan Reitman.
You
and Harold
saw that
Ramis.
Movie?
Yeah, I saw it 3 times in the theater, and I was just like, what the hell? Did I see that right? 2 ghosts?
What is Paul Rudd doing? Can he, like, relax?
He's like, he's definitely 3 for them, 1 for him. Prince
it's
Avalanche.
Like 20 for them.
20 for them, 1 for him. I love Prince Avalanche.
What's that?
Oh my God, that David Gordon Green film. Did you ever see it?
I've never heard of it.
Prince Avalanche, one of my favorite movies from that year. Oh my God. Oh my God. You
2013.
got us.
Emile Hirsch canceled.
I know. I should. Gosh, why the hell am I talking about Emile Hirsch? I forgot that he was canceled when I recommended this movie. I didn't know it 2013
I've
when I saw it.
never heard of this.
Oh my God. Oh, it's a really good film.
Okay.
But don't watch it if you don't. Well,
I'll watch it.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. I didn't know how you felt about that. But no, it's right. You're right about Paul Rudd. He gives so many wonderful performances to his comedy legendary friends, but then he also doesn't mind kind of going to, like, Anaconda. But he thought, in his defense, he thought Death of a Unicorn would be good. He didn't know. He thought, he goes A24, and then he's great in Friendship. Can we just give him some credit here?
Yeah, I heard someone said, I think it was on Who Weekly, they made a great comparison that, like, Paul Rudd is bacon. like, like
Yeah.
Bacon is epic humor. Like, I feel like he's
Oh.
like gotten to that territory a little bit of like his self-aware. It's like it's hard to still think someone's funny when they're like so memeified.
Oh,
Like I
I
even
see.
kind of struggled with that in friendship. Like I thought it was funny and I liked it, but I was a little bit like, I think I might be like sick of Paul Rudd.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad that we allow different opinions on this podcast. It's one of the things that makes this such fertile ground. But you'll never get me jaded against Paul Rudd. I love him. I think he's funny. I love that he can be a leading man sometimes. I think he has a tremendous filmography, and I'm not just saying this because Paul Rudd's going to thank me or something. I just think he's great. And then, and anyway, what were we saying? I don't want to get off this Jack Nicholson photo. Or no, actually we touched on it, right?
Yeah, I think we split that conversation into 5 easy pieces and ate them all up.
You're right. I've only seen that one clip from 5 Easy Pieces where he goes, I want to over easy, and right?
What does he say? Like, put it between your legs or something?
I never got to that part. It's like, I want a damn egg over easy. Like, can you make it? I didn't know. I didn't know it got like that. I thought it was like about like he had a grudge against diners or something.
Yeah. Why did I think he said something like nasty?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're conflating it with some other thing. I think he just goes, put my bacon, I don't know. He
said, I like a plain omelet,
Yeah.
no potatoes, tomatoes instead, a cup of coffee and wheat toast. And then the waitress says, no substitutions. And he goes, he asks for a chicken salad sandwich, hold the chicken.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh, holy shit. Talk about memorable scenes in film. He's kind of like, he's kind of a precursor to, what's the guy in Phantom Thread's name? Mr. Woodcock. Reynolds.
The
Woodcock.
hungry boy.
Yeah, he's hungry boy, and he's ordering a very specific menu, and I think he's getting a little pissed off. But I've never seen that film. But I agree with you. That we did cover that conversation.
Wait, I found what I meant. He said, she goes, you want me to hold the chicken, huh? And he goes, I want you to hold it between your knees.
Oh my God. I can imagine Jack Nicholson saying that perfectly in my head. What the hell was he thinking? Have you ever seen any of these films? 5 Easy Pieces, Last Detail? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I liked The Last Detail. Hal Ashby.
Hal Ashby. Oh my God. Well, great. Well, he may have retired from cinema, but he still looms large in our minds.
Yeah, James L. Brooks got the last of him, unfortunately.
How do you know? Yeah. Worst
movie you've ever seen.
Oh my God. And then he's, James L. Brooks is trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat again with Ella McRae, like we talked about. He loves those sort of comedies, lighthearted sort of comedies with a lot of actors in them.
Have you seen the Ella McKay challenge that's taking Twitter by fire?
Yeah.
I want to do it myself.
Yeah, can you remind me, because I saw it, but can you remind me what constitutes that challenge?
On the poster, she's running and fixing her shoe, and she's sort of bent over to put her shoe back on, and she's like slanted to the side, and the challenge is just to pose as closely as you can to that.
Really?
Hashtag the Ella McKay challenge.
And who is Ella McRae again? Can you is it Jamie Lee Curtis?
Her name, can you believe this? Hold on, you're not going to believe this.
It's not Ella McRae.
Ella McKay is played by Emma Mackey.
No way! Do you think he had a random name, and then when he got Ellie Mackey on board, he said, I'm going to make this sort of a name similar to,
He said he was shocked. I listened to an interview with him, and he was like, I couldn't believe it. He said that they searched so far and wide he said, if you write it, they will come, because this character is so specific and irreverent that they really had to do a worldwide search. And then her name was almost exactly the same.
Ella McRae. Emma Mackey is Ella McRae. It's almost too close to even fathom. What is this? We got to move on, but what's this 6 disappearances of Ella McRae? Is that what this James L. Brooks film is based on? Like a true crime podcast? Or is that just something complete? Oh, what are the odds that there's 2 Ella McRae? All right. Okay. Well, we'll talk about this on the Ella McRae episode of the Villa Rosa Film Society. We got to move on. Congrats to Jack Nicholson on being a wonderful, beautiful 88-year-old man. And now you and I have to talk about this. Speaking of wonderful things and beautiful things, you and I got to go last night as of this
Yes.
recording, to the restaurant called SUR, which you and I have been to maybe 20 or 30 times a piece.
Yeah.
But we've never seen SUR like this.
No.
Would you give me that?
SUR is back, baby.
SUR is back. It looks beautiful. Lisa turned a power wash hose on this thing, and it looked magnificent inside. I'm not just saying this, because we went and we had the best time of our life, but SUR looked beautiful. A Christmas tree that looked like the most. How would you describe that beautiful Christmas tree that had those gifts under it? What it looked like?
Sexy, unique. They had an ice tower that said Vanderpump Rules on it that was melting all night. They had photo opportunities. It was sparkling.
Yeah, it was great. So you and I got invited as a part of a Peacock promotional event to go to SUR, and it was SUR just for us. It was like you and I's personal playground, but us and a lot of other sort of notable figures, content creators. This was a who's who of podcasters and content creators. You and I were kind of rolling. I have to say it. We were rolling around like pigs in shit at SUR. Not that SUR is anything like that at all, but we were just so happy. And we don't even need to say some of the names of these people that were there, but just imagine
you can
Amy.
fill in the blanks.
Yeah, we were rubbing elbows, hobnobbing, going nuts, mixing the shit out of it. I've never seen Amy and I mix like this with a bunch of different of our contemporaries. We were doing, making jokes, making people laugh. They were taking photos of us. There was such a sort of a wonderful spirit in the air because all of us were there to unite around the new Vanderpump Rules season. And what they did that was so wonderful is they had all of the new cast members there running around, letting us sort of be a part of their lives as they spun around and danced and sang. And you know what I'm talking about? Like we were a part of their lives watching them.
Right. I don't think that any of them had to actually work. They had other staff working the bar, etc., passing trays, but they were all there, just gallivanting around, taking photos with everyone. Everyone we met was really nice. I feel like their methods worked on me where now I'm rooting for this show. I will remain objective, but it just felt nice to be back at SUR, and it was not changed at all. And I was just thinking, like, this place can never leave us. It has to stay.
It did feel that way. In a way, it was like it was a fantastical place that actually exists that we were able to sort of run around and have fun at. Yeah, and like you said, I'm never going to say a bad word again about any. I never said anything bad. I didn't even get a chance yet because already I love Marcus. I love Kim. Venus was so sweet to us. I was trying to film a video or whatever, and he goes, "What?" He was just like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for asking for a video." And then Marcus, Kim, who else did we see? Oh, we saw Shane Davis and Natalie twirling each other around. They looked like the scene in Eyes Wide Shut at the beginning when that German guy goes up to Nicole Kidman, and he's like, "Would you ever cheat on your husband with me?" And she's like, "No, but I'm sexually attracted to you." I think it's a Turtle Time exclusive that it's quite possible that Natalie and Shane Davis are in a relationship or at least possibly sexually attracted to each other and starting to date.
Yeah, they were real snuggly. They had a Vanderpump Rules intro photo video opportunity, and our link never got emailed to us, so I can't show it to you. But it was Angelica, and then who was the other girl? Do you remember?
Kim, my friend Kim.
Okay.
Kim was so nice to me.
Angelica was really nice too. And I figured out after watching this new episode that Angelica is the one that eats shit in the trailer.
I found it out too. I wish I could have said something to her last night, like, "I'm sorry that you ate shit on that tripod that was set up in the hallway." But they were being so sweet to us. They really got us on their side. And this thing that you're talking about, you're holding a tray with a martini glass on it. I'm holding a big thing of flower petals, and I got to blow them out. And you got to swing your tray, and hopefully that's going to be available
I know.
somewhere.
Please.
And then I would say that we were kind of on cloud nine. Like we're hobnobbing. I'm rubbing elbows. You and I were sort of like, I mean, at a certain point, we were sort of the toast of the town. We were holding court with about 9 creators. Then all of a sudden, Hilaria Baldwin comes in with her.
I keep forgetting that happened.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to get a photo with Hilaria Baldwin. But so much shit happened in between that she was too elusive. But I knew. It was like, I'm the biggest Hilaria Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin, or what's his name? Alec Baldwin fan. And she was with, what's the dancer? Gleb. She was with Gleb. And then her and Shane Davis were talking. And I was like, that's the group I want to hold court with now. Yeah. Can we? And then I never got a chance because then Lisa and Ken, like moths to a flame, walked in. No one saw Lisa except you and I first. We go, God damn, that's Lisa and Ken. We didn't think that we'd be in a private party with them walking around. And then they went right up to Hilaria Baldwin and they started having the time of their life. That's why
Gleb put Lisa in a little dip because I realized that he was her Dancing with the Stars partner. So maybe that's why they were invited in the first place.
Maybe Gleb got the +1. And Hilaria came in with him, but I never got that chance. But don't be discouraged because Amy and I got some of the best photos we've ever had of all time. We got Ken in the background. I'll never go up to Ken again and ask for a photo because the last time I did, he said he doesn't take photos with anyone anymore. And then, much to my surprise, he takes a photo with everyone. But I didn't want to do that again. But then you and I got the most coveted photo of all time. Lisa came up. She was on in a train of photos being taken when she wanted to leave like hell to go race after Hilaria or Gleb. But she was in our sights. She did one after the other photo, and I think we both said, Lisa, for the love of God, will you please take a photo with us? She obliged, gave us 10 seconds, 15.
I involuntarily told her she was gorgeous. I couldn't help it. She's so beautiful.
We're going to post these things, but this is real. Like, I didn't just Photoshop this shit, or we didn't AI generate Lisa. We actually got a photo, and I don't think we've ever had a photo. The one photo I got with Lisa, she was blurry as shit because she was trying to leave as it was being taken. Have you?
That was Scandival night, wasn't it?
That was Scandival night. It happened. Yeah. The minute we already deciphered this, the minute I was taking my photo with Lisa on Scandival night was when Ariana was shrieking in the bathroom when she had watched the FaceTime for the first time.
We should listen to the live, see if we can hear her ghostly sounds.
Howl. It's true. And then, so Lisa was nice to us, At least, she didn't say, no, you can't have a photo with me.
Yeah. We got a photo with Guillermo, who was looking sultry in a tank top.
And, go over to my Instagram story. These might have disappeared, but I was like, Guillermo was so sweet and nice and smiling. And then when he got to the ice luge, he put on this persona. And I was like, oh, who's this bad boy all of a sudden with big muscles like this? This was awesome. And he was so sweet about taking it. He kind of looks like we got in trouble and he's disapproving of us drinking on the floor or something.
Yeah, we should have done a whole cosplay. And then they had a whole Sir Alley photo shoot set up where we got to pose at the doorway there, which was exciting for us.
Oh yeah. We'll release this stuff. Maybe when we promote the episode, we'll show you all the shit. But goddamn, I mean, I'm still kind of reeling from my photo with Marcus. He was so nice.
Do you see he's doing the shaka?
Yeah. Oh my God, I should have done that. I should have looked down and see what kind of sign he was doing. I would have done that too. And he goes, my best friend is named Riley, so you must be a wonderful man. And I go, thank you so much. You're the first person that's ever said that to me. So we had a little bit of a moment. And then he goes, I got to get past you, big dog. And I go, holy shit. That is so nice of you, Marcus.
We also briefly interacted with Venus, who I think was in high demand and in a hurry.
Yeah, but he was sweet, though, because I was kind of fumbling with my phone. I had it upside down for some reason, and he's like, that's not how you take a photo. And I was like, I'm sorry, Venus. I'm fucked up over
all
here.
The other creators were so much better at this than us. They all had, like, a special rig and, like, TikTok sounds ready to go, and we're, like, creating content in real time. And I was like, I really don't have that gene, or I think I'm just old. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I should have it for what I try to do on TikTok, and I was fucking fumbling like the worst shit I've ever done in my life. I was wearing a mic to capture audio, and people were like, "Are you mic'd up? What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "I thought you needed to mic yourself to capture audio." But there's a lot of people that were better than us, but nobody was holding court like us around that big ice sculpture. We had everyone waiting with bated breath about the hot takes we were going to have, and then. We'll talk about more stuff, but they gave us this huge as we were leaving. You and I stayed the maximum amount of time. They turned the lights up on us.
Free
They're
drinks, baby. You can't get us out.
free drinks. I go, let me just get one more Miller Lite, please. And he goes, no, you've had enough. And I go, please, just one more, please. I need it so bad. And they obliged. And then I saw a lot of the people that were bartending in this latest episode. And I have like McKenna, who we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
She was so nice to us. The bartender that was here is the one who's lifting Natalie up in one of the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all of this now, that spirit of goodwill towards them. But then they gave us the spirit of their goodwill by giving us these beautiful peacock packages on the way out. Do you remember these
It's
gifts?
true. I have the bag here. Is a wonderful shopping bag that
Yeah.
says Vanderpump Rules, and then inside it was 2 martini glasses, a cocktail shaker that says Vanderpump Rules, and I think the recipe for a pumptini.
Yeah. Yep. Two of the thickest, biggest glasses for, what are they? You said martini, for pumptinis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then a sterling silver shaker.
Yeah, pure silver.
It's pure
925.
It's pure silver, and we kind of ran out running and skipping. We were like, that was one of the best events we've ever been to, because you and I obviously have so much love for Vanderpump Rules. They tried to sway our hearts, but the cast was endearing. They were fun, and this event was perfect because we were drinking our asses off, holding court, sort of the bells of the proverbial ball there, and then we got a bunch of shakers and cocktail glasses as
It's
we
true.
walked out. So.
We saw the cast leaving through the back in their black cars, and all of them, oh yeah, that blue light. A lot of the cast had stolen the purple pillows that say Vanderpump Rules on them. And I was like, I love that they're just going to furnish their apartments with Vanderpump Rules decor. And then on our way out, I was like, I'm going to take one of these fucking pillows. And so now I have one.
Yeah. One of the servers goes, I'll never tell. And they let you take it. And it was the one that Ken was sitting on.
Oh, wow. I'm going to sniff it.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Lisa gave a good speech. We got to hear one of those finale speeches that she would save, for when she's wrapping things up on the season. But it was
May
a good
these
one.
be the best days of our lives.
Yeah, and we just, you and I were crying. We looked around. There's not a dry eye in the house. So it was wonderful. We got a little nightcap at the Abbey afterwards, and mission accomplished.
Hell yeah. No, sir, I was like, we are so back. There was at that middle bar area, I did notice that there was about an inch thick of dust on the glass shelves. And I was a little bit like, Lisa, you're losing your touch. Like, you should be walking through, dragging your finger across every shelf and being like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Of course. I did see one dust mite, but I think that they were not planning on, doing whatever they were doing over there. But, you're right. Back in Vanderpump Rules days, it would have been, Tom Sandoval up there sort of wiping the shit out of it. But, a little dust. I mean, you want a little bit of dust.
It brings that old chateau
totally
energy.
It's like, I keep thinking of a good version of the hotel in The Shining, the Overlook Hotel, where it's just always there. The ghosts come through and there's so many stories to tell. This is a good version of The Shining. You think the Overlook Hotel didn't have a little bit of dust if you lift up a chair or something? Probably a big dust bunny or
my
something.
Only other complaint is that they always show Vanderpump Rules on the screens behind the bar, and the motion smoothing is on.
Oh, I know.
I'm
I was like,
excuse me, manager, can I turn it off for you?
I know. I said that. I said, Guillermo, do you have the remote anywhere? I can turn motion. What's it called? Motion.
It depends on your TV. Sometimes it's like
active.
Sports mode. Yeah, like active wave or something. You have to figure out what they call it.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on behind the bar over there? But we'll turn off motion smoothing next time when we're there. Well, okay, you and I. What did we talk about it enough?
I think so. If anything pops to mind, I'll bring it up randomly. But we have something very important to talk about.
Oh yeah, this is gonna hit us hard at Turtle Time headquarters. Okay, Summer House, the most celebrated show, second most celebrated show in Turtle Time history, put out a trailer, and I think this one is like, I don't watch baseball, but whatever the feeling of Babe Ruth when you were watching 1920s baseball and he would step up to the plate and he'd point his bat to the opposite end of the field, and then he would hit a huge homer. I was like, Summerhouse is hitting a big home run with this thing. This is bait for Turtle Time, don't you think?
It was
This
a
kind of
doozy.
this shit, and let's get into it. It starts out with a retrospective, which we always love. It's like,
We'll never stop. I was like, oh my God, I fell to my knees.
that's kind of, didn't you say Andy Cohen was like, Summerhouse doesn't have a fucking theme song?
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
was
think they're
like,
kind of,
you're fired.
don't they?
Get out.
They were kind of rubbing his nose in it. Like, you
I
don't remember
know.
this? And they're like,
We just said that like 1 week ago.
we're going to do a melodramatic, slowed down, beautiful version of this song. And Kyle goes, these were years of friendships. He goes, 10 years, 2016. He goes, these were years.
The best days of our lives.
And it's like we said, catnip, if that's what cats love. It was just like, Carl, will you be my best man? I love you. Lindsay, will you take thee to be my wife? The epitome of every high watermark of this franchise that we fucking love. And then they go, but will they stand the test of time? Kyle says. Glass shatters everywhere. And then it's old people makeup first, showing us that they're going to do a costume party to rival some of their best. What did you think when you saw this?
West was sort of giving Mrs. Doubtfire.
Absolutely. And there's so much synchronicity to whenever we talk about things, because we talked about Mrs. Doubtfire for about 3 minutes on last week's Patreon. And then what are the odds? We had no clue that West would kind of double down and be Mrs. Doubtfire for this thing. And, it was silly and fun. They start with the silly fun moments. First, they start with a jousting party as well, which looks cool. Do you like jousting?
I go to the Ren Fair. I've seen my fair share. Sure.
Yeah.
Medieval times.
Yeah, I really, really like I really like jousting. So seeing them do that, and then Kyle goes, we got a couple new people here. You might have heard of them. Well, he doesn't say that, but he's like, we got new people, and I love fresh meat. And then it's the guy from The Bachelor Australia, who West is like, oh my God, that guy's a hot hunk. And they show him with his shirt off, and he's like making eyes with Amanda at one point, saying like, hey, there might be stuff going on. And then I think there's 4 other new cast members. So this is my take will be, this is clearly the bridge season where they're trying out as many people as they can justify being in this house, where it still makes sense for how many rooms there are in a party house together. But they do want this to hopefully be a summer house in the city. Is that what it's going to be called? In the city? Where
something city.
Where that spinoff, like the Valley, it's going to be the next echelon of what you can do on Summer House when you become to that vaulted space. And then we're going to have these newbies, and hopefully we like them by the time we lose some of our OGs over there. But I didn't get a sense fully of them, but I liked every single one. No aversion to anybody.
Right. I think I saw on like Queens of Bravo or something that one of them dated West the year before, so it's like kind of an ex, I guess.
What?
I also saw that Katie Maloney posted, can you inject that Summer House trailer into my veins? I was like, wow, I was not aware she was a stan.
I didn't know that either. Did you see what else someone commented? They go, Katie, did Schwartz ever pass out in a fan's house until 6:30 a.m.? And she goes, probably, LOL.
Spoiler, we haven't gotten there yet.
To this? Oh, you mean when we're recapping this shit?
No, we haven't gotten to that part of the trailer yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Oh well, I hope everybody saw the trailer. My God. Okay, then this was making our ears perk up. There's a little bit of Jesse kind of flirting with Sierra, as he likes to do, especially last season.
Yeah.
And then there's like, these look like our engagement photos when they're wearing cowboy hats and stuff. And he goes, I'm really loving Sierra's energy. And then Wes says, me too. And they really are setting up this not rivalry, but because they're Jesse and Wes, nothing will ever ruin that friendship. But they both are pining for Sierra potentially.
There was a little awkwardness last season when Jesse was, being a little extra, and West was sort of like, when he said he misrepresented something West said about Sierra, or like to Sierra, and West got pissed about that. And this time in this trailer, Jesse's like, you don't care if I make out with Sierra, do you? And West goes, is that in the works? Like, he's kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
He's not like,
yes.
of course. He's like, what?
Yeah, and then it switches. It lets us know why he has these reservations. Because Lindsay or someone tees him up and says, "I think you still love Sierra," and he's like, "Of course. How could I not? Miss you?" And I think Sierra says something to the effect of, "I miss you too." And then they show two moments that had my hair set on fire. I started squealing. Sierra had her head on West's chest, and then there's a very cute moment where West reaches out his full leg to touch Sierra's leg, and I was like, damn, Sierra last season would have never let that kind of stuff. Remember, she wouldn't even hug him when he got into the house. So this is a huge new, just seeing Sierra talk to West in this way was huge for me.
She like fully cries about missing him. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And then it does seem like a big storyline is going to be Amanda and Kyle's problems, which is every season, but they're coming to a head. And one of the big bombshells is Amanda crying or, venting to the girls saying, Kyle went to a fucking event last night and fell asleep at a fan's apartment and didn't come home till 6:30 in the morning. And they're all like, what the hell? And I was just like, oh my God, like, how is it just getting worse and worse? Kyle.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm going no holds barred here now.
Yeah.
It's over. Goodbye. I love you both.
Goodbye, Kyle.
Goodbye, Kyle. You got to say it. Goodbye, Kyle. If only Ken was here. I love Kyle so much, and I love Amanda so much, but I am even the biggest champion of both of them and who loves their love. I say no more. This can't happen.
It's insane.
This cannot happen. I think that's that story that we heard where Kyle was potentially cheating, like he was drunk and it was on Dumois or whatever that he like went home with someone. Maybe that's the story she's alluding to, like the worst thing he's ever done. But still, you guys are in pain. It's the love meter here, the love ratio to hate ratio is starting to be overcome with animosity towards each other. It doesn't look fun anymore. And it's been 3 or 4 seasons. And no matter how much you love each other, it's time to possibly get out for both of you. And I think they might have already made that decision.
Right. Why do I still cry though at the engagement clip? Like when they showed her crying on the boat, I was like, oh.
You and I are rare Kyle Cook stans. I mean, I love him so much, but not a lot of people have the same affinity towards him.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt for as long as I could, and it's becoming impossible. The big bombshell of this trailer after that is that he freaks out at the table again, and he does his like, I'm going through a little bit more than I can deal with again. And Carl runs after him and is like, dude. And he goes like, fuck you, Carl. And he goes, fuck me, fuck you fucking loser. And they like get in a physical fight. Carl's like being held back like a beast screaming. And I was like, what have you done to make Carl lose his cool? Who's like Mr. Zen. Like, what has happened?
We saw Carl like this before when he ran out in his underwear down the stairs to go tackle Luke, and he had to be held back. But Carl is pissed. Kyle is probably screaming and ranting and talking about Amanda or something, and they said enough is enough, and Carl decided to stand up for his friends or someone at the table, and I think Kyle calls Carl a fucking loser, which I was
That's
like, you
horrible.
Never, ever say something like that to Carl. That one person
We'll
who
kill
never...
you.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I'm a certified cake eater.
Totally. I'm a cake eater. You put me, Carl versus Kyle, and I love you both, but I don't know. I might be defending Carl because Carl really is on a new path of being one of the best human beings of all time. And I know that's people hate our Summer House takes, but whatever. I will not stand for Kyle calling Carl a loser. And
we got to get Carl's book.
Of course we will. Cake eater? Oh my God.
Let's make a note to reach out because that could be a good, I'm just doing business now on the pod, but that would be a good like holiday episode if it comes out before the end of the year.
Of course we're doing Cake Eater for the holidays. We've never seen Carl like this. We have seen him like this, but not in a long time.
But he was drunk.
Yeah, that was when he was drunk. Now he's just fired up at the audacity of his friend Kyle. He gets called a loser. Jesse, I think, is the one holding him back, saying, stop.
Oh my God. I like literally can't wait though. Like what a thrill.
Thrilling. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this wonderful cast. I mean,
why do I feel like personally validated or something? Like this show isn't an underdog. It's very popular, but I'm like, what did I tell you It's
Yeah,
the
no.
best show on Bravo.
No, it's become into that conversation. I think when we first started recapping on Turtle Time 3 years ago, it wasn't celebrated like this, and now I think it has become a top tier Bravo show for everyone in that holy trinity of under 42s for
Yeah.
everyone. And they just keep giving. I mean, what the hell? Jesse and West were obviously the best decision of the century, casting wise. Injected this with a completely new energy. You know, no offense to Paige. I love Paige, and obviously she would have been an added bonus, but you don't miss. I mean, I miss her, but you don't think about her for 1 second when you got a trailer like that. Like,
Totally.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And I think that Kyle and Amanda have possibly been saving the demise of their relationship, you know, possibly as a secret because they don't want to step ahead of it. But if anything was going to break them up, I would say it was the shit that was going down in this. I mean, at a certain point, Sierra, who I think she likes Kyle fine, but like she's heard the fucking worst stories for years, and I feel like Paige and Sierra both have done their best with Kyle, but they love Amanda, and they gotta just be like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, and I did like when Amanda was like, I hated when he went out late and partied and drank, and then he did the one fucking job that requires him to stay out late and drink and party. It's like that is so interesting.
Evil loophole.
Yeah. So. This kind of gave me. We're kind of in a. I don't want to say it too much. I don't want to overinflate our egos here, but I do feel like Bravo got a big, huge boost over the last couple weeks with Southern Charm. Vanderpump Rules is kind of hitting Beverly Hills, and then now we're kind of on a run towards Summer House, which usually comes out in like February, I think.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, I think
excited.
It's February 3rd, so we have that to look forward to. No, I couldn't be more excited. I'm thrilled.
Yeah. Now, me too. Do we scrape the bottom of that thing? We
I think so. Yeah, I was every creator we talked to at SUR that if Summer House came up, or I was singing West's praises, and I was like, let me tell you, if you have any residual feelings about him, I'll just tell you, in real life, he's the biggest sweetie of them all.
Oh yeah, I can't even entertain West haters for 1 second. People are like, who's that guy? At the Bravos, some people next to me when West was getting an award for his fashion were like, boo, that guy sucks. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'll kill you.
I was like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I think they cut that from the broadcast, and they cut Sierra winning for her costumes.
It was a tittering of boos. It wasn't booze, but someone was like, they were letting their disdain of West be known. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, I go, get a life over there. I go, this is, first of all,
there are people that are dying. This is not one of our main issues.
We should edit out these I'll kill. We're going to edit out these I'll kill yous, right?
I'll unalive you.
You know, I got to peek behind the curtain. I thought that there was a couple emergency certified turtle piss breaks I had to take, but actually I don't. I think I dodged some major certified turtle piss break bullets. So I think if you don't mind, we could maybe keep going.
Cruise right into the newest episode of Vanderpump Rules called Manifest and Chill. I don't know. I can't even really explain how I'm feeling, except that there's something kind of relaxing about watching this show. Like, I feel no stakes to it, where I'm just like, let it wash over me. The SUR setting is familiar. You know, we're watching season 8 on Patreon, so it's kind of funny watching it in tandem. And when we were there last night, I was like, it's so weird watching the old and the new and being here, and it's still the same. And I don't know if it's that, like, my bar is lowered, or if they're like meeting my bar, or if it's just like I like having an ever-present Vanderpump Rules regardless of the cast. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way as you. I was comforted and intrigued by this episode. I'm now, you know, obviously a champion of all of these cast members after meeting them and them being wonderful to both you and I. But I just think that the one sticking point for me, you know, the one hurdle I had to overcome was that this is a rebooted franchise of a franchise that I love the most in my life out of almost any television show in the world. So I'm almost, like you said 2 weeks ago, this is a different show. to me, and it has to become a different show. It's a full new
Yeah.
cast, but it takes place in a very familiar world. And Lisa now is loving, like, the cat that finally did get to bite a huge canary. She wanted to bite this canary in season 6 of Vanderpump Rules. She wanted them to never leave that place, and she was probably priming new cast members all the time to try to take over, to get this back to pre-shift meetings and napkin folding,
goat cheese
balls, and how many you get, 3 or 4, and so I guess all that to say is that she got her dreams, and now we're seeing Lisa's dreams fulfilled, and there is some merit to it because it does remind me of season 1, where the drama was centered around tips and who's got what shift and who's getting written up, and Guillermo and Natalie are talking to each other about what needs to happen when they have their all-hands meeting, and it's like, oh, wait. We got so far from the original premise of Vanderpump Rules, but there was a lot of merit to what the original premise was. And as long as we've got a good cast, which this is a good cast so far to me, I think I'll take anything that they're giving me now because they have chemistry, they're dynamic, most of them are pretty funny. So I thought this was a good episode as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And so we start out, it's Guillermo, Lisa, Natalie, pre-shift meeting.
What about this pre-shift meeting?
We're getting down to business.
I've seen a lot of meetings at SUR. I think I've seen all hands. I think I've seen one-on-ones, but I've never seen a pre-shift meeting between Natalie and Guillermo and Lisa where they sort of get their ducks in a row.
Yeah. I love how every time I've seen Natalie and Guillermo at an event, they're just so happy that people are there. Like, I'm kind of curious about how it works business-wise, that Lisa obviously keeps the entire restaurant afloat for the past 10 plus years, 12 years by bringing in the show and the fans and doing the events and the Beverly Hills Housewives and all of that. Like, does she get anything extra for that? Like, are they equal partners? And she's just like, I'll do whatever I can. And they just fully benefit off of, it's like the only reason they're in business, period.
Yeah. You mean like, what is this sort of split? Well, we know it's a spit shake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Lisa's not into a contract, a written contract.
Remember, famously, she said when Ken and I were down in Savile Row, this is how we used to do it. It would be a spit in a hand, and that was it. And you never talked about it again. And you got a briefcase filled with money every 6 months. So I think that we don't know what the hell this agreement is, but Lisa has obviously maintained this restaurant and created it and let it last for 10 years, probably past how long it would have ever lasted because of what she brings to the show. So I don't know. Natalie and Guillermo probably get a wonderful salary, and they do have a percentage, right?
Yeah.
Like of the.
I'm curious. It's interesting that Lisa is so much more important to the business. I mean, maybe they really keep it afloat on the day-to-day level, but
I mean, seeing Marcus, how we saw him, he was like, clean that up, and he was like, put the tray like this in your hand, and I was like, holy shit, Guillermo's like on the floor. I was like, whoa, we're getting a real peek into it. And then Lisa goes, I can't have Marcus pissing all over the floor at SUR, and I go, Lisa, what the hell are you talking about? Pissing like he's a drunk guy who pisses? And she goes, no, I mean it like the British way of saying pissed, like drunk. That's my type of British English. You guys bastardized it on the boat coming over here. I was like, oh my God, this British shit. I love this, what Lisa was saying. Did you like that moment?
Yeah, she's like, I can't have my servers pissed on the floor.
It's like, yeah. It's like, who do you think Marcus is? That guy from Mad Men who pisses in that meeting? Do you remember that?
Or like in the Succession pilot when he pisses against his own wall.
Yeah, who do you think it is? The Logan Roy from the
Who do you think it is? The guy from SUR.and at the Grammys?
Who did Lisa think Marcus was? The lead character in SUR.and when he pisses at the Grammys? And I'll never forget when I saw that.
That is powerful.
That was so powerful.
You can't come back from that.
He's going, all in my life, I've been the man. And then he just does a full piss dump in his... Oh, right.
And then you're like, okay, he's talented enough that
Yow.
he can perform even though he's pilled the hell out. Remember, he smashes pills with his cowboy boot and snorts them.
I'll never forget. And then a lot
Oh,
of
what a
people.
movie!
Oh, it's so amazing. I'll never forget when he starts to go to that door, his door, garage door, when he goes, God damn, I need to get this thing open. I was like, what's he doing in his garage? Because I'd never
Gives
seen
his
the original.
dog a steak.
I'd never seen the original Star is Born, so that was that hit for me.
They all die different.
Oh, that's so interesting.
In the 50s one, he walks into the sea. And in the 70s one, I think he dies in a motorcycle accident.
Well, I would probably, of these three, I would do Walking to the Sea with rocks in my pocket.
It's cooler.
So could you imagine just face first into the ocean? Oh, speaking of Succession, Kendall Roy almost does that a couple times. Do you remember?
Remember when he shits himself?
Of course. A lot of shitting and pissing in Succession. They don't talk about that. Speaking of, speaking of just taking a certified turtle piss break, you know how I said I had an emergency one? Do you mind if we just put a pin in this conversation? I go take a certified and then we just come right back? Thank you.
Yes.
God, I feel better. Thank you, Amy.
Of course. Okay, so we get a little background on Marcus and Kim. They've been dating 9 months. Kim says that their breakups are like Ross and Rachel breakups. They're not real and you're not allowed to sleep with someone else. So I'm like, well, she's Team Rachel, I guess.
Totally. And I'm going to say this because I don't know if you watched Friends recently or you don't really have that affection for it. But when Ross goes into that Kinko's and he goes, I'd like to print out a bunch of these dinosaur maps, and the Kinko's lady is like, I love everything you're doing, let's have sex tonight. And it's one of the worst things that Ross ever does because it clearly was not defined as a breakup. So he blows it, and it sets him on a course of not being in a relationship for almost 6 seasons after he does that.
Doesn't the Rachel come over and the girl's still there and he has to sneak her out?
I don't think so. They really they really were delicate with this because they knew it was a major sort of earth-shattering moment in the legacy of Friends. So I don't think so. I think he just wakes up the next morning and he goes, holy shit, I just had sex. And then Rachel, finds out. But I don't think that there's any like rush off because they don't treat it funny at all. It's almost like a descent into hell when Ross does this. And God, poor Rachel. Do you remember when... I don't know if you watched it that recently, but I think Rachel writes like a 7-page letter to Ross and he accidentally falls asleep. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trivia question. Like how many pages was her letter or whatever?
Oh yeah. It was longer than 7, but man, I can't wait to rewatch Friends. It's been a long time and I still have only seen that finale once. Where Joey, he goes, I think I'm in love with, spoilers, I think I'm in love with Rachel now. And she goes, no way, I'm going to go on the
like,
bus.
Gross.
She goes, gross. She goes, we've been roommates and friends for 10 years, but I'm going on that flight to Paris and Ross better come with me. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Did I tell you about that?
We have like a limited time.
I know. Dancing with the Stars, the finale got not as many like viewers, but like the same demo, the highest demo in like women, whatever it is, like 25 to 35 since the Friends finale. Like it was like massive.
Dancing with the Stars, this current iteration, matched the peak of Friends finale at that point.
Yeah, it was, I don't want to convey this wrong. It said a 53% share of the 18 to 34 demo who watched the Dancing with the Stars finale, the highest for a broadcast entertainment show since the Friends finale in 2004.
Holy shit. All right, I believe stats like that. My God. Wow.
Crazy.
Well, it took a while for it to be dethroned. Okay, we got to get back to Vanderpump Rules. But did you hear the fucking news that Valerie Cherish in season 3 is going to be filming at Warner Brothers, and she keeps walking past Central Perk and crying, and she's like, "If this is so hard for me, my 2 twin legacies are combining on the Warner Brothers lot," or whatever she keeps saying.
That's true. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, me neither. It's the first. She's in the first AI generated sitcom. It already is making me kind of laugh to myself.
Yeah, it's like they have to be on whatever the hot trend of the moment is.
Not to rank it, but do you like season 1 or season 2 more?
Hard to say. I feel like 1 is hard to compete with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I just love the sitcom that she's on.
Yeah.
That
Room and board.
comprises, room. Oh, I love Room and Board, and I love when she punches Polly in the stomach and he barfs out a cupcake. That anyway. All right. Well, let's get back to this other show that we recap, which is called I guess it's called Vanderpump Rules.
Yes. All Seasons Brewery. We've been there.
Yes. That's why I was kind of like, are we getting fan fiction pilled right now? Are you guys aligning too much with Amy and I's sensibility, like making stuff just for us? They go there, and I love the all season Pilsner there, and I think they might have Marcus and his brother Aaron might have ordered the all seasons Pilsner. But do you like that place?
Yeah, it was cool. They have skee ball, big TVs. Watched the Dodger game there a couple months ago.
I have 80 inchers, I think. And then Marcus tells us a little bit about his family. He was like picked on as a kid. He got in 50 fights before the age of 10. And then he tells his brother in a very great detail what this all hands meeting with Lisa was like. He goes, Lisa came in floating like Prince. With the stalest face I've ever seen looking directly at me. And I was like, what imagery here? I love it. I didn't think
it's a good call. I often say that Lisa dresses like a magician, but she also kind of dresses like Prince.
Yeah, and she did come out like Prince at the Super Bowl, sort of like a rock star, and she's strutting around, kind of like Keith Richards in a way too, if you imagine. Mick Jagger. I'm sorry, he's the one who kind of struts around. But she goes, she's floating like Prince, but she looks at me, and I thought that is she going to be a rich asshole right now, and pick on somebody else? But no, she goes Marcus, and he goes, my heart sank, and then he tells his brother that he was swooping cups of sangria. And Lisa always busts my beans like this.
Yeah, there's a clip of him being like, I know you're waiting to meet people here for lunch. And she's like, I'm not meeting anyone. And he goes, can I get you a full English breakfast or an Earl Grey? And she's like, no, it's wine o'clock.
Yeah. It was yes. She goes, what the hell are you talking about, Marcus? You know what fucking time it is? She should have that thing a clock that only has the letters on it.
Wine.
Yes. Yes. She needs it. We should if we ever get Lisa a gift for some reason, if we ever get who, we have to get a clock
where in that like curls font.
Let's do it. Let's be fun and silly and do English breakfast until around 2 p.m. to kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he was
English.
I think he was like English breakfast tea or Earl Grey, but I like the idea that he could have possibly wanted to serve her a big full English breakfast
sausage
with a boiled tomato, blood sausage, kernels of corn, and
baked
whatever
beans.
Baked beans. I love that. But then she's always busting his beans, I guess. I think they named full English breakfasts accurately because I sure am full after I eat one.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. That we already said broiled tomato, beans.
I forget. There's a full Irish, which is somehow different, but I don't remember. What the difference is.
You never. I mean, I've been to London once, and I was just like, holy shit! I have no idea what kind of breakfast this is, but I'll eat the beans and then the tomato afterwards. Well, anyway, Marcus and Aaron they're talking. These are good brothers.
Yeah.
And he's recounting, and he goes, Lisa texted me after the all hands meeting, and she goes, I know you're better than this. You don't normally swoop sangria like this. There was something deep in your soul wrong with you when you started scooping out my sangria. So I wanted you to have a meeting with me on Tuesday, please. So that's very nice from Lisa to text him like that.
Yes. More to come on that. We get to see that soon. A little bit. Then we pop over to Venus's apartment. Audrey comes over. I feel like across the board, everyone's apartments are pretty nice.
Yeah.
Compared to the old days.
Yeah. It's like the new. They're modern. These kids, and they don't stand for like the kind of piece of shit place that I would have lived in. You know what I mean? Like they don't. They're a step above, I think. But although we haven't seen Marcus's yet, who knows?
That's true.
There could be big piles of garbage all over. He could be a hoarder.
Yeah, he could. I did notice that I noticed they completely zoomed in that Venus has a SUR candle, which I was hoping that our gift bags had SUR candles last night, and they did not.
I know. I did wish it was a SUR dress and a SUR candle and more like SUR affiliated stuff, but I'll take I have to assume that this was kind of, these shakers were blessed by Lisa, and like they're the perfect sort of ratio for, or you know what I mean, like the perfect construction to make a great drink.
Right.
But then Venus and Audrey are two peas in a pod. And Venus is a manifestation coach, and he goes, "Have you ever read this book called The Secret?"
Right.
And I was like, "Holy shit! I need to start reading The Secret," because
It's
I
giving
think
2006.
I know, but I remember I was so like, it was this and that Gardener's, the time travelers gardener, that were like this huge staples. Do you remember that one? The time travelers wife? Anyway, those are the two huge books. But anyway, he explains what The Secret is. Manifesting. Life is all about, you know, what is it? Life is a dream, and
Yeah, you just think about what you want and you get it. They show his notebook of, I don't know, like spirit doodles, and it says paradigm and all these like big
yeah.
words, and then there was a drawing of an alien.
Oh my God. Yeah. Abundance, biophysics, astral projection, otherworldly creatures. And Audrey's, being nice about it. She likes manifestation, but she doesn't know what the fuck is going on with this secret shit. I was really saying you and I should start manifesting.
Seriously.
I mean, we've manifested a lot into existence already. We've made a lot of our dreams come true, but let's keep thinking about stuff.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like the only thing we ever manifested was West coming on our show.
That was huge manifest. That was the
Manifest destiny.
That was manifest destiny. If I just thought for a long time about me being like a Scrooge McDuck type guy with a bunch of money, wads of cash, I wonder how long it would take for that to project.
Yeah, abundance. Not scarcity.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Audrey, are you a bit of an Aries?" And she goes, "Yes, how'd you know?" And he goes, "Because you've got a little bit of fire within you." And then Venus talks about Marcus, and he goes, "Marcus has a drinking problem."
Damn.
And
I know.
goes,
I was like, oh, that's dark.
Yeah, and which they alluded to last episode, that Marcus might drink a little bit more than is necessary. And they go, if they looked at the cameras, if Natalie would have been looking for more shit on those cameras, they would have seen Marcus chugging alcohol at different times. And he goes, "Marcus texted me," and he goes, "I'm sad and scared, LOL."
How do you feel about, for some reason they've chosen to, it's like they want us to have context on how long they've known each other or like their past, and so they're using this Polaroid motif where every time it shows an old photo of them, it has the year underneath, and I find it a little jarring.
Really? Yeah, I was just chalking it all up to this new aesthetic of these grainy photos, like a new template, or
Right.
for what the editing aesthets are of this thing. I haven't really looked too deeply, but you just made it, you clocked it in my mind, and I'm going to start thinking about it more. But so it's pissing you off?
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. It's like not helpful. I don't know.
But do you like the grainy ones where it's like, Natalie, look at her, and it shows her like wearing a Santa hat and it's grainy?
Yeah,
I
sure.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. Then we get some SUR hustle and bustle B-roll, like, we're out of tables. You got to sit out here. We're so busy. They showed a little delivery robot go by, and I'm like, that is the new B-roll. They're everywhere.
I saw one of those last night. I had
too.
to step over it, and I accidentally almost tripped on one.
I saw one named Stewie.
I think, did we see the same one? Was it on?
We were in the same place.
Yeah, I saw Stewie too. He was spinning in circles in the middle of traffic. I was like,
Help
what
me.
the fuck? I go, what the hell is going on with Stewie over there? And then you got to say, this is fun. We go to third base. This really cool, I assume West Hollywood place. I don't know where
it used to be Big Wang's.
Really?
Yes. On Cahuenga.
Oh my God. I didn't know that Big Wings had turned into third base. Well, I don't know. I mean, because I got to look inside of it, and I said, this looks pretty fun. And we've got the boys all going out. Shane Davis, Marcus, Venus, Chris, and Jason.
Yes.
And they're drinking.
I forgot that Shane is sober.
Yeah, I remembered, but good to always think about it,
He gets a mocktail.
Yeah, and they go, and Chris goes, he goes, I can get drunk like the best of them. Like, I get really drunk, but Marcus can hang with me. He's one of the only people that can drink as much as me. And then later at the hang, they showed that they got a bottle of 818 tequila, and Chris is just chugging it from the bottle. I go,
damn.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Venus also joins them, and is it Jason that asks him? He's like, are you bi or gay? And Venus is like, 100% gay, could never get face to face with a vagina. No, thank you.
Yeah. And he goes, what does it look like to you when you think about it? And he goes, the mouth on that predator creature when it has those tendrils coming out of its mouth. And Jason goes, yeah, well, I see it like that, but I still want to have sex with it. And I was like, oh my God, Jason, that's kind of funny that you want to have sex with the predator mouth. You know what that predator mouth looks like?
I think so.
It's really weird. It's almost too weird.
Yeah, Venus was like,
yeah. Venus thought it was like that. And then Chris says, hey, I like Audrey. She said my sleeves were rolled up, looked good. It's cute. It's like sweet kind of early days. Like they're just flirting with each other. Nothing weird has happened yet. And they drink and then we go back to SUR.
Yes. There's drama because Demi has to write up Natalie for her after hours off the clock infraction that was on the security cam. And she's being very resistant. It's like they're trying to serve her papers. And she's like, I rebuke, only Guillermo can serve the papers.
It was totally like that. Like a process server came to your door and you've run out the other window in the back of your house to avoid it. Yes. And I guess it was like, it says, I acknowledge that I committed a horrible act and I will not do it again. I've never been written up before.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. It seems like they sort of, they hang out like at the last thing of this episode. So I think they're okay, but I guess it's weird when your friend is your manager.
Yeah. It's more, she knows that Guillermo is the one who was really ushering this forth,
Right.
And then she's like, I won't sign it from you, Demi, because you're yelling at me. Because Demi did say that Natalie was missing for an hour, but it was actually 27 minutes.
It was like Raquel going missing at Pride because she was on the float.
Yeah, it was just like that.
We get a quick check-in with Chris FaceTiming his dad. We get some background on his big Italian family, how he is chasing his dreams in LA. He really thinks he can make it as an actor and a model. And he thinks that if he would have stayed in Jersey, he would just be married and not pursuing his dreams. So, they want us to care about him.
Yeah, he's sweet. And he goes, I bought 2 new surfboards, one that's short and one that's really, really big and huge. And his dad goes, you found your passion, you can treat yourself and spend a little money because there's not a lot of things that bring people joy in this world. And I was like, that is very sweet, wonderful advice. And he goes, are you still picky as hell with women like you used to be where one toe was longer and you'd break up with them? And it reminded me of that movie Shallow Hal. Do you remember?
Yes. He has to learn his lesson.
He really does. He's really, really picky, if I remember correctly.
Remember that Jason Alexander has a vestigial tail?
Yeah, of course. Who can forget that? And then Chris says, I want to model in John Revados. And he goes, I'm doing Manifesting the Secret. I'm wearing John Revanatos or Revados right now. And I was like, do you know that designer? I didn't know who the hell he was talking about.
Revanatos? John Varvatos?
Oh, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he said, I'm manifesting that and my dream. And he goes, my dad didn't want me to go to California, but he's just like us. He could, well, you lived here, but I was pulled. I needed to make my Hollywood dreams come true. And he goes, I could have been a boring working stiff 9 to 5 in New Jersey, but my dad wanted me to chase my dreams. And that's relatable. Okay. Marcus kills it in the scene with Lisa. You got to admit it. Marcus goes
flowers,
hat in hand, and not only is a hat in his hand, but flowers are in his hand. And Lisa responds as if, has there been anything better for a one-on-one to get flowers like that?
Yeah, she's like, you didn't have to do this. Jax would never.
No.
James would.
Yeah, and Sandoval, if I remember correctly, when he was being really contrite in one of his scenes post-Scandoval, I think he brought flowers too, but Lisa was like not having it. She's like, these flowers are horrible. But she loves that Marcus did this. This turned her completely different towards him.
Yeah. She's like, I can't believe this. You've been working here for 3 years and you're acting like this. She goes, I heard you've been drinking a lot more than usual and you look tired and thin and unhappy. And he immediately sort of breaks down. And at first I was, the cynic in me was like, why is he trying to blink the tears out of his eyes? He kept trying to squeeze his eyes to make the tears drop out. Mm-hmm. But I think that's just how he acts.
Yeah. I thought he was just a blinker and a crier like that. I didn't even notice, but I thought that, when I watched the trailer, I go, is he pulling a James and crying because Lisa's going to suspend him? And he's like, oh, Lisa. And like, but
Yeah.
no, what? No, not at all. The worst shit in the world has happened to him. And I felt so bad for him. It kind of carries through for the rest of the episode that Marcus is dealing with a lot of fucking shit. His dad died just after COVID, which is already a horrible tragedy, and then his mom just recently died, I think last year. And he's really saying this to Lisa. He's like, a chapter of my life has ended with my parents. They're no longer here. Lisa is obviously so sympathetic to this. Very sweet. And then she goes, does Kim help in any way? Like, can you talk to Kim? And he's like, she doesn't understand what grief and death is like. So he's like, I'm not getting that, I think, deep love from Kim. She's not providing enough for me. And then Lisa says something I never thought I'd hear before. It's almost like the new HR level that SUR has entered. She goes, I'm getting you a grief therapist for one of my employees.
Yeah, she said you have to go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know if it's not cool that he has to do it, but I was like, if I was like grief stricken at work and my employer said, I'm commissioning you to go get grief therapy.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, because we're watching season 8 right now, like I already said, but we're having Ariana's having heart-to-hearts with Lisa about her depression, and Lisa had a real hard time after her brother died. And so I think now she's just like, nobody can be going through this. It's too horrible. So if I can help you. So that was actually nice.
Very nice. Very sweet. And Marcus comes off even more, endearing than he already was. I sort of give him a pass. I'm like,
well, except later he's like, haha, I brought flowers. They work like a charm. She fell for it. And I was like, aw.
He did. He said that? I don't think I heard that in my edition that I was listening to. He said that?
He was like, worked just as I thought it would.
Oh my God, Marcus, you can't act like that. I thought it was genuine. Okay, Audrey is setting up for a 22-year-old's birthday. Could you imagine being 22? I felt like Demi in this scene. I was like, what?
Yeah, Demi was like, who turns 22?
It's like, yeah, she goes, I forget what she says. So rude to turn 22. And I agree. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, we haven't seen someone this young in decades.
No, we don't see people this young ever. Not in my daily life, and then never on my television.
Yeah, she's like racing her car around, screaming, just freewheeling across. Her birthday's going to be at the penthouse suite at this hotel in Santa Monica. Her and Venus. Well, I guess, does Venus go get a spray tan with Natalie?
Yeah, so first it's a friend that she's with, one of her friends that we don't know yet. She's got a crew there, and they Mary Faith, and they go, are there going to be any cute guys at your 22-year-old bash? And she goes, I've been talking to this guy, Chris, and we could talk about ice cream for hours. And then they show the clip, and they go, cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip, vanilla. And it was like, and she goes, if you can talk cookie dough, brownie blast. Peanut butter,
Americone dream,
swirl, Neapolitan,
sherbet
is huge. Neapolitan. Anyway, and they go on and on and on. I was like, this is pretty courageous of them to show 5 minutes of them naming ice creams in this edit. She goes, if you can talk about that, it's a good sign. And I was like, yeah, it is kind of sure. Okay.
Okay, so then we get Venus and Natalie's spray tan, which I was like, what a throwback. Natalie's fully in the buck, blurred her tits. She goes, Venus is like, wow, I can't stop looking at your boobs. They're amazing. And she goes, they're so good that I haven't even hit up my stepdad for fake titties yet because he's a surgeon and I could totally get some for free.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I hope he wouldn't do it himself.
No, I don't think so. But she's got a standing order apparently. Whenever she wants them, she just raises. Yeah, she just texts. I know. I was like, holy shit.
I would love to have a surgeon in the family. Do we have any surgeon little turtle cuties? I've got some tweaks I want to make.
I'm sure.
Some nips and tucks.
Yeah, let us know. You can reach out to us on any platform and let us know if you're a surgeon, because that would be amazing to get some work. We would get a huge discount, I assume.
Please.
Yeah. And then Natalie. We don't. This scene is just. It was hearkening back to spray tans. Natalie is our Stassi. I think that's what they're trying to make clear. And they let us know that they're going to go to Audrey's birthday. And now we're at the Cocoa Club, where Audrey is going to be having her birthday. I loved this place.
Yeah. It looked fun. This is where Chris and Audrey flirt again, and she's like, I can teach you to ride a horse. And apparently her friend, her bestie, Mary Faith, who looks cool. Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
get her in the mix.
very cool.
She's apparently rich as hell too, because she owns a horse in Malibu, which is only for the upper echelon. So I would love for her to get in the mix. A horse named Oreo.
That is so cool. Yeah, I'm glad. And it looks like we're going to get a little peek at a new horse, Oreo, coming up pretty soon. I think I saw
Yes.
somebody riding a horse. My friend McKenna is there. Our friend McKenna, one of the bartenders at SUR, is at this party. It's kind of fun to have a sense of now the new staff that's working there. And then Natalie and Kim have a little discussion, which I thought this was kind of illuminating in terms of, it sounded really bad how Kim put it, that Natalie had said, look at my heels, aren't they very, very sexy, and look at my feet within them. And I was like, of course that's bad to send to some person that someone's in a relationship with. But she goes, no, he was talking about your heel game, Kim, how many good heels you have, and he said you should buy some so you could look as sexy as my girlfriend. And she goes, I got the heels, are you proud of me, or something? Like a very kind of, not that sexy. Innocuous. You think that? I didn't think it was sexy at all.
Yeah, I started to become confused. Like, I was like, what are we talking about? Like, who cares?
Yeah, but I got it. In this low level of stuff, like you talked about, like it's comforting, like we don't know what the hell we're talking about. But like I thought it was a little scandalous of Natalie to be like, look at my feet in these heels. Could you imagine?
Feet pics.
Feet pics. And then that's salacious. But then this is like, it puts context on it. And but whatever. And then again, Marcus sort of he's in a Jax moment, I think, where they're saying he's saying a bunch of shit to a bunch of different people all the time. And he keeps talking about how him and Natalie are brother and sister over and over again. And then he says at one point that Natalie's the one who always talks about them being a brother and sister. And then they show a clip of him saying that. And Venus is like, I love Marcus so much, but he's kind of just fucking saying anything to anybody who will listen. He doesn't give a shit at all,
Right. Yeah. All the while, Shane Davis and Natalie are cuddling.
Just like
last night.
Just like last night.
And then Marcus is popping off. He's talking shit. I don't even know who he was talking to, but he was talking loudly.
McKenna, our friend.
It was her. Okay.
Yep.
And he goes, yeah, I'm falling out of love with that one over there. She's not the girl I thought she was. And Kim's like, I can hear everything you're saying. And she runs off crying.
Yeah, it hits her hard. She says, that's the hardest thing I could ever hear right now. She said that she's been dealing with Marcus. He's been completely different after his mom passed away. And Marcus tells us again, he's like, I don't want to pull this card, but I'm grief-stricken. I'm just looking for moments of happiness in my life, and I don't give a fuck what they're talking about over there. It's kind of funny. Not funny, but compelling, because he's embracing this sort of villainy, even if you can even call it that, because he's clearly he's 1 foot out the door in this relationship. He doesn't truly care. He had a horrible hand dealt to him over the last couple of years, and so he just doesn't give a shit. And this is probably the road towards the end of Kim and Marcus, because they didn't speak once at our private SUR event. I didn't see them make one, like they were clearly not in a relationship. But what about, and then they have a great SUR sort of perfect juxtaposition where they have the Chris and Jason becoming those strippers. Weren't they strippers? We found out.
Yep.
Yeah, strippers. So they do the coolest moves I've ever seen in my life on Audrey: upside down, thrusting, right side up, chest forward. And then in the background, Kim is crying on Natalie, and Natalie gets the one to, they've broke the ice. They are no longer in a Cold War now. Kim is leaning on Natalie. They know that Marcus was the one that was sort of causing them friction.
Right.
And so they're having that as Audrey gets that lap dance.
Yeah,
Fun.
She gets Venus, Chris, and Jason. All three do the lap dance. I was like, that looks fun. Love having all these little hotties around. Shane Davis, I will just say, like in the flesh, he was just eating it up.
Oh, I
Like
know.
he
I
was
know.
lavishing.
Oh, yeah, he was. He everywhere I saw him, I swear he was spinning Natalie around, kissing her, holding her up. Like they all kind of, I feel like they all were really embracing this moment in the spotlight. You think, well, I actually, I'm not going to say this. You just said they're all hot, hot, hot. And so I think that's kind of fun.
Couldn't you see all Chris, Jason, and Shane in the waiting room at that audition in Jay Kelly?
Oh my God, yeah. What's his name? Chris, or one of them, kind of looks like the young George Clooney, who famously, and if you've seen Jay Kelly, his
as you all have,
as you all have, his friend blew it in the audition, and then his friend was going to do this weird off-book thing or whatever monologue with a Southern accent, and then that's what Jay Kelly did right in front of his friend. Ruined what's his name's life. Ruined what's his name? Billy
Two
Crudup.
roads diverged.
Yeah. I mean, I was sort of torn about the morality of that. If he wasn't going to get it.
Jim Broadbent was like, "That's all right. I like what you're doing."
Yeah, Jim. Oh my God, yeah. Who can forget when Jim Broadbent says that he's smoking in the corner and he goes, "I like what you're doing. Do that again." He goes,
my dear boy.
Yeah. Gosh, what about in Jay Kelly when 15 seconds for spoilers? But I was kind of confused when Jay Kelly was watching the wrap up of his life, and I was like, what are these clips from? They're not the scenes that we've seen of George Clooney. Are they just like a reinvention? But it's like, no, they're his movies.
I know. I want to know more about how they got the rights to all those movies. Like, are they on Netflix?
You know where you can learn more? jkelly.com, but then also for
more information.
Also, Netflix has a behind the scenes. I'm sure Noah Baumbach is probably going to talk about that. They made him, it cut his clips into an action star sort of guy, but they were still actually, I think, clips from George Clooney's filmography, like Ocean's 11 and stuff. What an
Leatherheads.
I think Ocean's 13, The Lesser Love.
I think there was an ER one in there.
Total ER. And it's like in Jay Kelly, he goes, I'm going to spoil the end. 30 seconds. He goes, can I get one more take? Can I do it again? And then he
Noah
winks at the
Baumbach thought
camera.
he ate. He was like, put a period on the end.
Yeah.
Boop.
That was his, what's AMC theater thing, like he was like, come on, you got to give me an Oscar for this.
Well, too bad that movie's not in theaters like anywhere in the whole world because Netflix is evil. But anyway,
did you understand? 30 seconds forward, was Bradley Angel the next guy? Remember when Ron gives him his tribute too, and even though Jay Kelly,
Patrick Wilson, you mean?
Patrick Wilson, was he going to get a tribute right after? Were they going to split
the
ceremony
again?
No, and then they honor him next. It kind of didn't make sense. A dual tribute with the two people in the audience. Anyway, that's just Jay Kelly for you. But let's you and I'm going to watch Jay Kelly, and then
we'll watch it again, and then we're going to talk about Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And talk about Jay Kelly more.
Maybe I'll watch Jay Kelly, you watch the documentary on Jay Kelly, and then we'll have all of our bases covered. But yeah, we'll be back with Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail, and we'll be back with Salt Lake City. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, I feel like I'm in Santorini, Greece.
So nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on YouTube, it looks like I'm in Santorini, Greece. I basically behind me I have that view that they're looking out at that coast, that beautiful coastal view. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I was jealous when they were shopping on the coast there. I was like, there's nothing better than that, than going to European shoppies and buying shit that you don't need. I was like, I need to get back there immediately.
Me too. I'm some of the greatest times of my life were going to little shops on the coast in a European city. So I feel exactly how you feel. They get right to the point. They they get right. I mean, it was like I was like, we were like flying Greek flags within 1 second. They were like,
Angie's like, low-key, I already asked them last week. It's in the bag. The girls are going to come over and my family's going to teach them Greek for 1 second. And then we're actually just going to go to the airport. But I don't want to pass over that when we were just discussing this a minute ago, when Bronwyn's telling Todd that she's going to Greece, she's wearing a sweatshirt that said slut for deviled eggs, which that's me.
Me too. Oh my God, me too. I mean, I don't think we've ever talked about how much we both love deviled eggs, but if I see a deviled egg anywhere on a table, I say, "Can I please have?" You and I have split deviled eggs, I think, multiple times.
It's true. Both BravoCon experiences, we've ordered deviled eggs.
They're so good. I mean, you can't really. There's no way you can do an egg that I don't approve of. I
Yeah.
even like them in that. What's that boiling method that they do? I even like poached.
Okay.
I'll even eat you know what I'm talking about, poached eggs. I'll even
Yeah.
try that.
Eggs are good almost every way.
Yeah.
I saw that Bethany had some like crab leg Thanksgiving, and she put out like 6 deviled eggs for the whole group.
6? And how many people were there?
Not 6.
Really? Oh my God! Her Thanksgiving guests were like you and me, cutting them in half and splitting them. Right?
Seriously? Pathetic.
Do you remember Egg Slut?
Yeah,
Sorry to
that
say
still
that
exists,
word.
right?
Sorry to say that word. Jesus, I just like really went out on that one. But that's a restaurant that we have where it's also about the magic of eggs, you know. And
Maybe
Penny's favorite
Bronwyn would
food
like
is
it.
eggs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, this shirt was really made me think about a lot of stuff. Have you ever been to Greece? I was going to ask.
Yes.
Really?
Athens.
Athens? Oh my God, that is awesome. How is it? Is that where the Mount Olympus and stuff is?
Yeah, the Parthenon, right?
Oh my God.
I should know.
No, of course. The Parthenon, is that where it's like, oh my God, that's like where so much Greek mythology stuff was centered around the Parthenon, if I remember correctly.
I get a little boggled because it was like a few years ago, me and my family went on a Viking cruise, and it was called like Treasures of the Roman Empire or something like that. And it was like, so I think we flew into Rome, but then it was like we stopped in Naples, we stopped in Turkey, we stopped in Greece, we stopped in all these places. And like, I have to really think about, like, we went to Sicily. Like, I was like, when I think about where we were, obviously the Parthenon is specific and iconic, so I know that was Athens, but it was a lot of like just Greek theaters and ruins and stuff, and I have to be like, wait, was that Turkey? Was that Italy? Was that Greece? Because it was all the same period and it looked the same, but one of the coolest places I went was in Turkey, and it was Ephesus. Have you heard of that shit?
No, tell me about it. What the hell is going on there?
It's like extremely preserved, like Greek and Roman city, and there's this really amazing like facade, and all of the carvings are still in amazing shape, and they have like Roman toilets, and there's like a million cats, and it was just like really cool.
Oh, that is so awesome. Oh my God, the treasures of the Roman Empire. That's what you saw. What kind of toilets did they have?
They looked, I mean, it was like 10 holes in a row.
Oh, 10 holes?
It was like everyone was going together.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would not have had a great time in the Roman Empire. I mean, I would have been dead within 5 seconds no matter what, but wow. Well, okay. All right. Well,
yeah,
that's amazing. I
would have made Angie proud. But anyways, Heather, I feel like, how old is Heather Gay?
How old is she? Do you want me to, I'm away from my computer, but I'm
She's
sure.
51. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Because she makes the most like old-timey references.
Yeah, what did she say? What sparked that feeling for you? What did she say this time?
She was like, I've seen Clash of the Titans. If Harry Hamlin was out here, I would be all over that. And I'm like, see, like that's something that Bronwyn wouldn't know.
Right. And I think did you see Clash of the Titans?
I haven't seen it, but isn't that where Harry met his first wife who was older, who was a Bond girl?
Now I'm stretched to the limits of what I know about Clash of Titans. I just know that I think I had to watch it in ancient history class because I remember like big statues and stuff clashing around. I think I was learning history watching it. But yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. And then they put Heather Gay in this very fun sort of edit as if she's in Clash of the Titans for a second. They learn a couple words. And then Bronwyn goes to Todd. She goes, do you think this is going to be a feisty trip again? It's like, okay, come on. I mean, obviously, probably. And who cares if so? And then Todd goes, probably because, your friends are so horrible or whatever. He's always so grumpy about it. It's like, why are you teeing up Todd to get mad at this kind of stuff? And it's very possible that there's going to be some fighting in Santorini. And she gets a little piece of it too. I don't want to step on it, but a little later she gets a piece, and I was like, what the hell's Bronwyn doing over here? Like, you know what I mean?
Were you shocked that they went to dinner immediately upon landing?
Oh yeah, because yes, I knew something was wrong. It shocked me. I really started getting I started shaking, and I was like, "What are they doing? We don't do this immediately." But I think that the way it was a 2-day trip or whatever, and so like the way that it just worked out, they knew they couldn't blow a full day, so they had to go to Beef Bar immediately. But they were so tired. They all said it. They go, "Thank God I got that bag surgery on my eyes to not have big bags," because Meredith was like, "Can we just chill tomorrow? I'm so tired."
Yeah.
So I think, did they even let anything come up at Beef Bar?
This is just where there was all of the Cartier nonsense.
This was great.
Honestly, kudos to Heather for doubling down on the gag. It was worth many $1,000s for her to make that joke.
Yeah, what the hell am I talking about? This was a great fight. I like this kind of fight. Not everything has to be so deep and weird and bring stuff up from deep in the past. This was kind of funny. Heather was like, Lisa and Angie got in a fight about Cartier watches, like a little tiff about it. And then I bought one, and I bought one for Whitney too, or Whitney bought one as well. But they were basically BOGO because of, what's that shit called? Duty free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it gets into this sort of match about who owns what between Lisa and Angie, where Lisa accuses Angie of copying her. And she's like, when I wore Schiappelli, you immediately wore it after me. And she was like, at a certain point, you just got to comment on the copying. And then that gets really Angie fired up, because she doesn't even want to have this fight, but she's like, I had a Cartier watch 10 years before you in 2016. And they give her the benefit of the doubt. They show her wearing this huge Cartier watch on Facebook, but they're going back and forth about this stuff.
Yeah. Also, I feel like Lisa can't just claim Schiaparelli across the board. Like, it's popular and it is very specific looking. So it's kind of just, if someone else is going to have it, it might look like what you have, because it's always the same sort of shtick for the most part.
Yeah, and I knew that when I brought up Schiaparelli, I knew that that's one of those ones where everybody is getting that.
There's Schiaparelli fever.
There is Schiaparelli fever, and I understand, but there is, I've seen copycats in my life, little stinkers that they see they see when I'm wearing my Rolex out, and then the next year you see him at Soho House, and they're wearing that Rolex, and I'm just like, well, what the hell? I mean,
I'll kill you.
Do you want to be killed by me? So, I think it's fine to acknowledge copying, but Angie will not let this go. I mean, either will Lisa. Lisa, say what you will, and I love Lisa, and I only say good things about her. She definitely is so prideful about all of these objects.
Yeah.
Her vanity, no offense, really shows in this one.
Yeah.
That she's like Smaug in The Hobbit. It's like she just cares about all of her precious gold and things, and she's like, Angie goes, I've had 5. Lisa calls her out for Porsches, and she goes, I've had 5 Porsches, and Lisa goes, well, I'm on my 4th, and Angie goes, oh, well, then I got one up on you. And then Lisa goes, well, I got the gray and blue one. I was like, what the hell?
It's so lame. It's like, if you're comparing like Pokemon cards or something, you're like, whoa, I had Charmander.
Totally. It really reminds me of when I was in middle school and I had Charmander and someone had Charizard, and I was trying to pretend that Charmander was as good. And then Lisa goes, guess what? I like unique trinkets, and one of my favorite pastimes is lying in a big bathtub and scrolling and finding fun pieces. And Meredith goes, bathtub? You're trying to get me pissed? And then Lisa goes, no, okay, sorry, when I'm scrolling on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
Kind of, a silly moment.
It was fun.
And I like that they didn't
cut the drama.
And I like that it was still a 3 out of 10. Even though they were fighting, it wasn't that serious. I liked that. Fight.
And then Mary was like, by the way, Cartier watches are for grandmas, so I don't know what you guys are bragging about, which I love. You never know what angle she's going to come in on, but she will be judging you with certainty.
You never know. I was like, what's she going to say about Cartier? I have no clue. And she's like, that watch sucks. And I was like, okay. Then they go to this new, Angie shows off the place. She goes, they didn't like my camping Blair Witch, woods adventure. Now look at us. This is the next morning, right? They went to sleep after that. This is the next morning, and Lisa's getting glam, which is going to be a perpetual issue here about how long she takes and bringing her own glam team. And she goes, don't come over here. I might get a little braggy to you. And it's kind of a funny joke referencing their fight.
Right. Yeah, she tells her makeup artist that she gets her makeup done every single day at home. And she's like, why would you waste a day looking ugly?
Oh, my God, that was a great Lisa. And I want to start living by that rule. Why would I waste a day looking ugly?
It's not a bad rule.
Yeah, like what the hell? I'm wasting every day of my life looking like this. Like what the hell is my problem? So kind of a fun, iconic quote, I would say. And then this is when the real detriment of the episode comes. And I think you might agree with me. Maybe you won't. But Heather sullies this entire episode with her one-sided fake feud against Meredith. I'm declaring Heather the villain of the season. I really am. There's this war between the three snowflake OGs, and Meredith and Lisa aren't really competing in it, but Heather is. She's going for that, like I always say. And so she's now trying to really, really force this conflict with Meredith, despite the many attempts for Meredith to reasonably apologize and get over this thing, to the point where I'm just saying it all now, just so my thoughts. But she tries to have multiple private talks before Santorini. She tried to call her. She tries to talk to her in the bus. And the only thing Heather will do is a Clash of the Titans battle in the middle of the entire group, which Meredith doesn't want to do. And I don't even believe that Heather actually gives a shit about this assassination of character. The liar that she got painted as a liar. It's the exact same shit she did with Lisa when she was calling her the source of all dirt. It's like you need there to be this major grudge against an OG, and you're going to fight tooth and nail until you get your scene. That's what I felt like.
Yeah. It's just it's disappointing that it had to come up again.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, what? I don't even care and don't remember when Meredith said you're a liar. I don't even think she did.
Right.
About like, who cares? I'm not going to go even back into the airplane thing, but I just don't even remember what Heather is so offended by. And because I don't believe it, I don't really care to try to justify Heather's wrath towards her. And then Heather brings up, it's like 4 times in this episode. I was enjoying Santorini, Greece.
Yeah.
In everything they were doing, but I didn't want to hear about this very much, like I had to.
Yeah. No, we'll get to, so like basically that's the final conversation at the end. Yeah. So we'll parse through that there. But at this lunch before that, first of all, Mary says that Bronwyn and Heather have bucket face because a bucket hat might look good on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have bucket face. She probably would say that I do. Yeah.
She goes, everyone has a different face shape, heart-shaped face, bucket head shaped face, pie face, oblong face, and then the dingbat face is reserved for square heads. And I was like, oh my God, I never knew about these different shapes of heads and what they mean. I would love to. That would have been such a great question to ask Mary at BravoCon. What kind of heads do we have? Yeah. And then she goes, bucket head faces are the smartest of all of them. So you, Bronwyn, and Heather are the luckiest to have that bucket head
apparently
face.
So I would never want to ask Mary about how I look. She'd be like, inbred.
You're right. But Mary, that was fun. And then this was my favorite moment because I'm like, what the hell is Bronwyn doing? Yeah. Angie's going, hot guys in Greece. How are things looking? And we haven't talked about how Angie is just like lapping up this fun trip. Like she's just so enamored with Greece and she's loving every minute, sharing everything with them. But then she goes, Bronwyn, are you thinking about getting a hot Greek guy's number? And Bronwyn goes, like total, oh my God, her monocle, if she was wearing one, would have crashed on the table and broke. And she's like, it's awkward and silent. And then she goes basically like, what are you talking about? Angie goes, you talked about an open marriage. And it's funny because she talked about that with Whitney, the open marriage conversation, but I assume that got to Angie. And I think everyone knows at this point that there is this very bad shit going on between her and Todd. She admitted the lingerie shit. She admitted he was sleeping in the hotel, and I'm sure the open marriage stuff got out. You think Whitney wouldn't tell Heather that?
Right.
So this was really odd to have Bronwyn busted at the table and Herb to pretend like everything was normal. Like, you can't get out of this one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was weird. She's like, no, we're not in an open marriage. He's very happy and that's fine. And Heather's like, but are you happy? Like, you've been having these problems with him. And she's like, I'm super happy. I love Todd. There's no drama in our house. And then it's like, roll the clip. She's like, I kicked him out. He's looking at lingerie girls on the plane. I pitched having an open relationship. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a huge, if you're ranking people by points, I'm getting 3 points down for Bronwyn and how she handled this thing. You can't lie to us.
Right.
You can't lie. We saw everything that you've done. We know what Todd did. You told us. You
said.
You said it, and it was confusing. I mean, like, why?
She was gaslighting us. We were like, huh?
She gaslit me, and I'm like, wait, no, I remember stuff. Todd was looking at. Have we excused Todd's behavior enough to say that he could have been looking at lingerie for Bronwyn for a gift? We haven't said that, right? He could have been looking up a gift of lingerie to Bronwyn, and then these people saw him and said, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, "I'm looking at a lingerie." Whatever. I mean, I just wanted to say, have we allowed that into evidence in any way?
No, that's why we need more details on what exactly he was looking at. But
yeah.
They're also like, you're not wearing your ring now. And she goes, I wear lots of different jewelry all the time. So it's a moot point, just like Jason Caperna. And Whitney's like, what's real? Like, what are we talking about here? I don't know what's real. And Mary's like, you're the one that put it out there, just saying. And then she goes, I don't have to explain anything that happens in my home. And Meredith is like, trust me, this has happened to me before, and this is not the end of it. These ladies are going to keep on keeping on asking you about your marriage if I know anything.
It's true. Great advice from Meredith there. It was wonderful. Yeah, I'm really confused. I'm very confused. You brought stuff to the table, and now you're taking it away from us. And I'm like, this was almost, I know that Bronwyn is like, you're not going to make me the punching bag. Like,
yeah.
I warned Todd about this. There could be a feisty trip on her hands, but it's like, this was a very casual, breezy way. Whatever intentions you think Angie had. And I think she was kind of just being fun. Whatever. She wants to know the truth. But I think this was a pretty easy road for Bronwyn to talk about some hardships. But she went she backtracked and backpedaled, just like they all accuse her of. So, Bronwyn, I mean, when you're listening to Turtle Time, what the hell was that? Really?
Yeah. Fail. And then we get, just before they go out for the night, Heather vents to Mary about Meredith, and Mary's like, you got to tell her what you're really thinking. She's like, tonight is when you should bring it up. And this is where they leave without Lisa because she's still getting her makeup done. And I don't think she meets them for like 3 more hours.
2 to 3, maybe 3. And she has her own sort of Santorini adventure, getting Birkenstocks, taking photos of stuff. She goes, I like me time. Oh my God, Whitney eats shit on the way to the restaurant.
Oh my God. She almost slid into the sea.
I know, it was crazy. I felt like I was watching Christopher Nolan's Odyssey or something, because she's like almost like on a cliff about to fly off, and this guy, I think a guy comes and has to rescue her because she cannot get up.
She's like, help,
help. And then they get her up, and then this is when that shopping happens that you were alluding to.
Yes. They see the beautiful nighttime view after sunset, and then Mary goes up to Meredith and is like, you need to talk to Heather. Meredith buys Heather a necklace as a peace offering. And finally, Lisa joins, and Angie brings up a good point. She goes, she's like fucking 3 hours late because she was getting her makeup done, and she's wearing massive sunglasses. Like, what the hell? I
think Lisa blew it on this glam and wardrobe event because she goes, I think I'm underdressed, and she's muttering under her breath. So that's a twofold problem: sunglasses and a dress that you think you're underdressed. She's just not happy right now with herself, and she knows that she's kind of, she's in the doghouse with all of them to some degree. And then is this when Meredith, they sit at the table, and Meredith is so sweet in this scene. It made me want to cry. She goes, look at this necklace I bought you. It's got a letter H. And Heather goes, oh, great. Yeah, wonderful necklace. That's awesome. And Bronwyn goes, it's a peace offering. And she goes, well, that's not going to fucking work. And Meredith is sitting there still smiling and beaming like, do you like it? Heather, I want to apologize to you. Like, really, Meredith cares about her friendship with Heather. And she really bought her a necklace, and she tried to talk to her about this, and she doesn't understand why Heather is making this such a big deal. And there's this really sad, sweet look on Meredith's face as she sees Heather receive this gift but not fully appreciate it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. I guess she's saying like, I think we need to talk about it before I can just accept this memento. And Meredith is like, if you don't want it, you don't have to keep it. And this is where we get into Heather being like, you questioned my loyalty and you called me a liar. And she says that Meredith has selective outrage because she only chooses certain things to get pissed about, a la the TikTok. Which it is, I mean, if we are to believe that there was a international flight for hours of hell and fire and brimstone over a TikTok, it is kind of random because I feel like that kind of stuff comes up all the time. That's just like, who cares? But I don't know. And then I couldn't even follow why then Lisa started crying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we have to tell everyone, Amy and I watch this shit, and it's like being an F1, like at the pit stop or whatever. We have to just record after we see it, and I have no fucking clue what was going on. I think Lisa is defending Meredith because they are now allies, united against Heather and the rest of these B tier, no offense, people. So they know now that they are just going to defend each other. And Meredith is not very good at defending herself. She's just so withdrawn. She's probably really tired, possibly. But Lisa then gets a deep dagger towards Heather about how Heather has been treating her this season, which I thought was beautiful. I don't know how Lisa turned it, but she's basically like, can you have grace for people that fuck up? Meredith is your great friend, and Meredith has apologized and told you she's hurt, and now you've sort of like, you're still doubling down and trying to make her account for it. And Lisa was like, I felt the same way after how you've been treating me. And I totally understand. Like, you could play the highlight reel of her calling her the source of all dirt, saying that she's been bitchy, and then Lisa's full feelings erupt within her because she goes, that really hurt my feelings, how you talked to me. And I could tell that Heather tapped out of her fake outrage and fake feud with Lisa. It was like, I'm sorry. I told you. I am very sorry about that. And when Lisa cries, I think it's very touching because she doesn't cry very often. And so I could tell that Lisa's feelings were actually hurt because I know that she cherishes Heather and her friendship, and she doesn't understand why the fuck Heather is treating her or Meredith like this. So there's a good moment, and Lisa is able to properly, effectively deflect because Meredith is not piping up to say anything. Whitney even tries to get her to go back, but then Whitney makes her big, huge statement here, which is like, she's like, let's bring it back to Meredith because we got derailed. And that's when she says, you don't just have a problem, you are the problem. Or what the hell? She says something like that. She
starts like sobbing after Lisa cries. And I was like, oh, is everyone just going to cry now? And she goes, I see it all so clearly.
Yeah.
I'm watching all of my friends fight, and we're all fighting because of the way you treated Brittany on that plane. And Meredith is like, me and Brittany already worked it out. Did we not, Brittany? Like, I'm not doing all this. And Whitney has all of her like little remarks ready. She goes, you messed up, but we're all paying the price.
It was ridiculous to sort of have to relitigate Playgate again, and I'm, what is this footage if someone has it?
What if it's like horrific?
It would be the funniest reveal of all time to me if it is Meredith going absolutely insane, like
Like
full-blown
super scary.
exorcist crawl down the aisle, screaming at the top of her lungs, green barf coming out of her mouth, screaming Brittany over and over again. And for some reason, there just wasn't an air marshal on this plane. They had to deal with it. Everyone had to sign NDAs, but that's not what it's going to be. It's somewhere in between, damn it. And people have fought in every single environment in the world. People have gotten unruly. People have gotten drunk. And the fact that this plane is a sacred space and they were watching Crazy Rich Asians and getting disrupted. It's like, who? I mean, come on. I either have to see the footage or everybody has to stop talking about it. And that's where I'm at. And then Whitney is like Whitney is a less effective version of Heather of trying to destroy the goats of this show. She is the worst at it. Horrible at it, but she gets a little piece of it every once in a while when Heather bestows her a gift of trying to sacrifice one of the OGs. But this was her mission all along. How can I make Meredith look like fucking shit? And Meredith's got her number. She knows her like a book. She's like that. She's been a pot stirrer since day one. She projects all of this shit, and we can never push back on her because she's always healing every single season. I was like, that's the perfect summation of Whitney. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Meredith is just like, all right, well, everyone at this table has done worse than whatever the hell you think I did. And she just leaves. Lisa follows after her. And Heather's like, I feel worse than I did before dinner. So this was a flop, healing.
And it was a flop, and it started as a flop. So the fact that it got derailed by Lisa, and Lisa actually brought up a legitimate grudge about her hurt feelings and cried to Heather, should make Heather feel bad and feel like shit, and should sort of muddy the waters of who deserves redemption here. And I can't say enough how disappointed I am in how Heather has treated everybody this season. So I'm glad that flopped, and yeah, Lisa and Meredith walked off. Leave them to it. Better luck next time. And I saw Bronwyn is trying to also take out an OG. She said I don't know where the fuck she said this, but she said, if I was giving somebody their writing them up for bad performance, I would write up Meredith Marks because she doesn't bring a lot. And I was like, damn, Meredith's gonna be fucking. Talk about taking money from somebody's fucking kids. Like, you're saying that they should be fired. That's like a crazy accusation to make. I would say.
Wow. And then I'm curious what next week is going to be, because the only clips were like them riding donkeys and then like Meredith and Whitney fighting. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I hope that they figure out, I just hope that there's some shift here in what's going on. I want to talk about Bronwyn. Bring up Bronwyn again. Go round 2. Be like, what's going on with Todd?
Yeah, bring up Todd. We need more tea on Todd. There's something rotten there.
What else could they talk about? I really can't even think. I want Lisa to wreak vengeance on, sorry, we're having a little bit of a
Norman's trying to like rip my microphone off. He's sick of me doing this.
I want Lisa to go scorched earth on everybody. That would be my dream, but I don't think that's going to happen.
She's kind of like asleep at the wheel.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, Meredith is asleep, but
they both are.
They're on the ropes. They're on the ropes. Like Stacey Rush said at Potomac. That was so iconic. She was like, put the Vaseline on my eye. I'm on the ropes. I feel like they're on the ropes. They're fighting for their life against 4 or 5 people. That's why I'm like, Lisa and Bronwyn are okay, but Lisa should bring up the Todd shit if she wants to. Well, she shouldn't. She should go against Heather. Heather is the one who really should be the subject of her.
It's like, what do you even say about Heather, though? I feel like she's sort of like kind of hard to take down.
Yeah,
she doesn't like do anything.
She's great. And Lisa calls her Judge Judy. She goes, you're the moral, which I say that all the time. She always acts like she's the moral center of the group and makes these grand proclamations about everybody's morality. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you go against Heather like that. But she kind of tried a little bit, by insinuating that she was tearing down Lisa for the enjoyment of others. I felt like that was almost like a fourth wall break, but who knows? Right. Yeah. But good. Still so good.
Yeah. Fun group. Would watch them do anything. My love for Angie K grows ever stronger. Fun.
Fun. I gotta summarize it as total fun. All right, Amy and I have been recording what seems like 9 hours today. We have to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.
We didn't ever mention that we didn't cover Potomac this week because we had to go to that SUR party instead of watching Potomac. So we'll make sure all of our commentary is mixed in future weeks. But
listen to this episode. Could we have fit in Potomac?
It's not
somewhere?
possible.
It's not possible. Sorry, that's a strike against Turtle Time. But I mean, we'll do what you said. Anyway, please buy a bunch of our shit. Oh my God, it's Christmas season.
Yeah.
Amy and I need your money now more than ever.
It's true.
Patreon.
Norman, his food is expensive. His litter is expensive. He has problems. He needs specialty items.
You don't even want to see my expenses. My God, I need money ASAP. Please, it's Christmas season. Give me your money now. Patreon is a way you can give us money. Etsy is a wonderful way you can give us money, and then you give a gift. Becomes a gift.
I think you can give the gift of a Patreon subscription as well.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. Could you imagine opening up your email on Christmas morning and it says you get to be a Villa Rosa VIP for...
That's huge.
That's huge. Buy our stuff. And then lastly, if you feel like Amy and I and you need money and you don't have money to donate to us, the best way you can do it is tell your friends about Turtle Time. We're so tired of being a niche podcast. I mean, what the hell? Review us, give us a thumbs up, hype our videos on YouTube, do that organic social media stuff. Give us a like on Instagram. Any way you can do that shows the world that Turtle Time is a powerful podcast.
Yeah, just like all the other creators at SUR, we are looking for your support.
We really are. So please, now we're going to go. And then what's our schedule for the rest of the week? We have a Friday episode, right?
Southern Charm and Beverly Hills.
That's going to be fun.
Huge.
All right. Tune in Friday. That's going to be fun. All right. We got to go. Bye, Amy.